All right. Peace. So there we have it. You know, we because we fabric it. And that's what we do. We put the knowledge right out in the beginning. So there you have it right there. You know, the specific almanac that has the measurements and the facts that's in 120 lessons. You know, anybody who's you know, if you've taken the time to actually you know, research this stuff on your own. Now this right here is this is archive.org, the Internet Archive. You know, that's the site that you're looking at right now. You know, in case anybody wants to go and check it out for themselves. Yeah, look at that. You know, just some things, you know, just dealing with time right here. You know, you could work for the government in 1928 for between $1,140 and $3,600 a year. You could be a railway postal clerk, city mail carrier, post office clerk, income tax auditor, or general office clerk for $3,600 a year. Mind how time flies. So shout out to Encyclopedia Brown. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, he's an excellent detective. You know, when it comes to finding all this type of stuff like this here. You know what I mean? But you know, what say you? You know, the people that's out there, right? That's checking out this live. You know, what say you about this publication right here? Well, you had a lot of things in the almanac in years past that we're not used to seeing these days. Look at that. You got a little fat, a little uh diet culture has been going on that long, huh? Wow, they doing plastic surgery. A perfect looking nose can easily be yours. Hmm. Got GMO going on already. I guess we've gotten past the ads. And I mean, can we blow this up some? I mean, it's not too much point in looking at it if we can't actually see it. Let's see. All right. Students in universities, colleges, and professional schools. Look at that. See where, so, I mean, you know, New York happens to be number one, but we're not harping on that. That's not how we're looking at this. Let's just say that. What is Grant's Tomb doing in the almanac in 1928? So this is, I guess, when it was built in 1928. Never knew that. Been there hundreds of times. I'm trying to look and see if we can see some box office go here. Rulers or heads of government of the world. That's interesting. That's something I would want to check out when I have more time. Okay, let's see if we can find something that is in 120.
It's not done with the Zoom link, so I can get to the class when I'm on the way home.
It's on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah. Darkim Be Allah. When you type it, I'm gonna come up.
You make music?
Yeah, but not that one. The other one. It said Christ on it. I mean, you can check it out.
Oh, I see it's right here. All right.
Peace.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Let's see if we can find something. I mean, I know this is not, usually.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Usually we, it's a little bit more exciting. We start out with a little bit more verve. Interesting. The beginning of epochs, eras, and periods. The Mohammedan calendar. Interesting. So we got somewhere on astronomy now, astronomical constant. So, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, right? And say that we should be coming up with some stuff pretty soon. So I see one thing here. It's a little bit off here, but it says light travels unit distance 92,897,400 miles in 498.984 seconds. We're quite well known for saying that light reaches the Earth in 500 seconds, 93 million miles away. But let's keep going. Okay, we have here, can we see this? Over here on the side here, can y'all see my mouse there? Where we have, this is the distance from the sun to all the planets here. So we see Mercury first there, 35,960,500 miles. Venus, 67,195,600 miles. The Earth, 92,897,400 miles. Mars, 141,546,600 miles. Jupiter, 483,327 miles. Saturn, 886,134,000 miles away. Uranus, 1,782,792,000 miles away from the sun. Neptune, 2,793,487,000 miles away from the sun. And I'm fairly sure that Pluto was discovered in 1929, or they started counting it as a part of the solar system in 1929. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's why we don't see Pluto. Why we don't see Pluto in this measurement here. But as we can look here and see, these are definitely the numbers that would round to the numbers that we have. Right? 35,960,500 miles would round to 36 million. Mm-hmm. But no doubt. Let's see what else we can find here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, pardon me if y'all a little bit bored here, you know what I'm saying? But this type of shit I'm interested in. You understand what I'm saying? We dealing with some facts here. So we have some stuff here about the moon, of course. I mean, so far it looks very familiar. I'm trying to see if we can see some good old population numbers here. I mean, this is quite a big book now. I don't know if we're going to get through this whole thing. It's 900 pages. Again, this is the World Almanac and Book of Facts at the Internet Archive, archive.org, where you can, look this up for yourself. The age of the Earth. Let's see what they got here. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it appears that they're saying that they don't know exactly, but they can date some things back. So this is saying 1,497,000,000 years old was the calculation in 1928. So, and this is one of the ways how this was presented to me, right? Or one of the ways how this was presented, right? In the article that I saw, right, was that this book is where Far got all the NOI signs. You know what I mean? So, that would be, one kind of, clearly he didn't get that from this book. At least not where he taught to the NOI. This is, I guess, chronology 19. This is just the goings on, the good news and the bad news of 1927, I suppose, that rose to the level of making the World Almanac. Death row. Is that the kind of thing they had in the almanac in 1928? Radio development. They just coming out with the radio in 1928. Wonder, if they saw the almanac today or just life in general with the amount of communication and media devices that we have now. Wow, that's crazy. Look, they're showing the buying in the stock market in 1927, 28. So these people don't even know that they're about to get hit with the hammer. You see, right now they're bragging about how much money they got. They don't realize that in about 18 months, it's about to be over. So what is this? So it looks like, what is this? In 19, what's that? Estimated actual, I guess. So in 1928, the whole budget, says for the United States budget is $4 billion.
He came back.
His keys?
No keys.
Oh, he left with him. They do that every week. It ain't that new. You be back in a minute. He do that. Peace. Wow, that's crazy. $4 billion because I'm saying, I think we're spending more than that on the illegal immigrants right now, just inside New York City. So I'm just saying that, that's one of the things that's always, like to me, looking at, money in different eras. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to say like when you go to the store, right? You go in the I don't know what y'all call it where y'all at, but we go in the bodega, right? And a dollar in 1970s money, at the 1970s inflation rates and all of that put together, right? For a dollar, you get a whole bag of candy. Like for really a dollar, you overkilled. You you for a quarter, you could rack up. But now a bag of chips is $2. So it's always interesting to me, how many was in different times, how it was spent. Let's see. Well, this is so we at the statistics for the United States, right? So let's uh we're gonna go out on a limb here and say that maybe we'll see some population numbers up here soon. Look at this. So in they're showing the immigration statistics. So you can see the years, right? You can see the early 1900s with the influx of the Italians. You can see other years, 1891, you know, probably that's the Irish, maybe some Jewish people, you know, but I'm looking at it. What's amazing me about these numbers, right, is that, hold on for 1 second. Yeah, I'm like, yo,
We started with each other.
Yeah.
Now, you came around the corner sweeping.
Oh yeah.
So I open back up the door. Let him in, guys.
Wait, so I'm looking at some of these numbers, right? And so for 1919, 141,132 illegal. Well, this says immigrants. It doesn't say illegal immigrants, right? You know, and I'm saying, you know, we got more immigrants than that in New York City over the last year. You know, I'm sure Chicago, you know, a couple other places is you know, we ain't saying nothing new to them, but you know, it's wild looking at these numbers here. Hey, look, and remember that number, $4 billion. We spending more money than that on them. Wow, look at this. This is something that you hear brothers talking about and sisters, you know, that you know, in terms of how many people were allowed to migrate from each country. And so, you know, you can look here, you know, you can see Ireland, they got a high number, 28,000. Italy got 3,800. You know, but let's see Cameroon, 100 people. Norway, 6,400. Sweden, 9,500. Togo, 100 people. Ethiopia, 100. Apparently, well, now you got Greece is only allowed 100 people. Iceland, India, Persia, But you know, it definitely you can see, you know, Liberia 100 people, but Luxembourg also 100 people. You know, a little you know, little factual racism here. You know what I mean? A little you know, one of the ways that it manifested. I hope you didn't miss it because it would seem a little bit odd to me that these immigration numbers are before the American population numbers. So hopefully we didn't skip it. Uh-oh. Crimes and penalties. So let's see, in 1928, the penalty for the crime of murder was electrocution. Pretty much that's what it looks like. Well, Kansas has life imprisonment. Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, life imprisonment. North Dakota, Wisconsin, Rhode Island, and the Providence Plantations. Everywhere else, they turn your TV off. Hmm. Learn something new every day. Woo! Got a little some red pill stuff over here. Just for the red pillars out there. I don't know. I probably don't have that many red pillars. That many red pillars listening to viewing my channel here, but look at that. They don't have numbers. It doesn't look like all the way up. It looks like to 1925, right? When there were 1,182,005 marriages and 175,449 divorces. So that's like 10% or something. Quite different numbers from right now. So they got it broken down by state by state. Let's see what's going on in New York. And I see in New York, cash is macking. See, it's 108,995 marriages, only 4,611 divorces. You know, now let's contrast that with New Jersey. New Jersey here has 27,672 marriages and 2,338 divorces. Looks like it's been going bad in Jersey for a while. I don't know what state you're from, but you can check that out. Man, see, this is a whole red pill episode right here. The psychology of the causes for divorce. I guess it's, back then they probably wasn't just, I don't feel fulfilled. But can we get to we need some hardcore numbers here, man. The Monroe Doctrine. Got the whole Constitution in here. Who's this? Try to skip ahead a little bit here. Public, society, and school libraries. Wow. Oh, whoa, whoa. What's that? The United States Census. Here we go. Well, what's this? You just have the people who took the census here. This is not the actual census numbers. So let's see. Well, we're about to give up on this soon if they can't, if they don't, we're just looking for income taxes. I think I see. Well, we might want to try this. Let's try this. Let's go back to the beginning. Right? All right, here we go. So now let's see if we can just look this stuff up the old-fashioned way. Wait, let's say miscegenation. Keeping track of miscegenation. Keeping track of miscegenation in 1928. Who's is it 305? What do we have to look at? Yes, it's looking like 305. Blind. Okay, now we're not sure who all is being counted in this number, right? But according to the calculations in 120 lessons, there should be 122 million people in the U.S. This has 118,628 people. Right? You know, we gotta keep it. We gotta keep it. What's the name? You know, consistent, and see that in New York we had 11,423,000 people. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. Ohio's looking pretty big over there. 6,710,000 people. But now let's look. Let's see if we can get some demographic information here. Man, some of these states is in big trouble, man. So, you know, I don't know if y'all looking at what I'm looking at right here, but it says the population of males and females 21 years of age and over. So here in New York, we got 3,255,503 males, 3,259,178,000 females. But see, you look someplace like Wyoming, and you have 69,857 males and 45,882 females. You know, probably a lot of young ladies making a lot of money over there. That's all I can tell you. That's my. Woo. California, though, California is a little bit of trouble too. 1,250,880 males, 1,067,150 females. Man, who's in the worst shape here? Idaho's not looking good. 132,959 males, 101,117 females. It's musical chairs and motherfucker out there. Illinois, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good. 2,028,852 males, 1,915,345 females. Am I a little too interested in this topic? Have I stopped here too long? Because this looks crazy to me, man. So see, look, as you look at this list, you can tell why a lot of brothers came to New York. You can tell. Look, hey man, New York is where it's at. I'm saying, as I'm looking at this list, oh now DC is popping. DC is popping. 139,800 males, 165,455 females. DC is where it's popping. But okay, Massachusetts got it popping, little something. 1,172,359 males, 1,239,148 females. Michigan, it's not bad, but it's not good. We ain't gonna say that. What's that? MO? Is that Missouri? St. Louis? It's not bad, but it's not good. Oh, North Carolina, 603,683 males, 607,044 females. Rhode Island and Providence plantations, 179,720 males, 188,917 females. South Carolina, 389,199 males, 390,792 females. See? So that's it. That's it for the states that have more females than males. I'm not. I know it's not a party, but we keep track of some things. We keep track of some things. Oh man. So wait, let me see if we can find. We want to look for how many original people can we find out? I guess let's see if it's further into the list. What's this? Okay, there we go. U.S. population by color and race. Okay, but we don't have you got 1910 and 1920 here. So we don't have we might have to do some math here. But we just don't have, this is 1910 to 1920. So we don't have the numbers. What we have here from 1920 is 10,463,131. For colored people, we have 94,820,915. So I guess on both accounts, you got some growth of about 7 to 8 million people from 1920 to 1934. Hmm. Man, it's not a lot of black people in New York City in 1920. It's 5,459,463 white people and 160,585 black people in 1920 in New York City. But when you look around the country at the other cities, it's Chicago, 112,536. Baltimore, 108,696. Philly, 135,599. Washington, I guess we're going, well, it's cities. So that's got to be DC. Well, shit, they doing anything over there. It's 326,860 white people, 110,711 people in Chocolate City. But you know, as you could, you know, you look at these places and you can tell how the ignorance has added up over the years. Too many black people. New Orleans, 101,303 to only 285,916 white people. Memphis, not a very high number, but in comparison, 101,113 colored people, 61,238 original people. So I'm just saying that you can kind of see that it's still trouble in these places with a lot of black people. Oh, Birmingham got some numbers here. 108,550 colored people to 70,256 original people. So see, that kind of tells me, you know, why white people felt they had to get busy in Birmingham. You know, not justifying it, but just saying, I see what their panic is now. You know, when you look at other cities, you know, and it's like a handful of original people and they sitting there almost neck and neck. Yeah, it's just, that's like I said, not justified, but I get your point. Oh, I almost missed Savannah right here. 44,030 colored people to 39,222 original people. I don't know how many of y'all been to Savannah. I've been there. There were, on January 1st, 1923, in the United States, 145 institutions for the care of juvenile delinquents. I wonder what that number is now. Who numbered 29,468, of whom 260 were under 10 years of age and 25,233 were 10 to 17 years old. The percentage of delinquent girls is increasing in institutions. That of boys is decreasing. That's kind of the same as right now. Of the boys discharged in 1923, about 40% had been in less than a year. 30% of those admitted had been wage earners. 38% had been truants as well as delinquents. Of the delinquents admitted in 1923, males totaled 80.7%. Whites were 79.3% of the offenses causing commitment. Over 40% were burglaries, larcenies, etc. So the criminal justice statistics look a little different then. You know, I don't know how this, you know, like if you brought this up in the conversation today, I don't know how that would go. Wow, man. Prison population January 1st, 1927, in 58 state prisons and 31 reformatories. I don't know about y'all states, but New York got more than that right just by itself. 58 state prisons in the United States? Unbelievable. Damn, son. New York is wild for the night, bro. Prisoners committed to penal institutions in 1923, 45,328. The next closest states, it's still pretty much that. Like, some things haven't changed. The next closest states, California, 21,905. That's quite a drop off. 45,000 to 21,000. In Chicago, I'm sure it's other places in Illinois, but Chicago, y'all got a little bit of reputation. So Chicago is right behind 21,905 prisoners committed in California, 21,831 committed in Illinois. So, wait a minute. I misspoke there. Philly and Cleveland. Philly and Cleveland, will y'all stand up right here? Philly had 27,208. Pennsylvania, should I say, Ohio, I'm singling out Pennsylvania and Cleveland because we know where y'all at. 26,291. But see, one thing you could say for New York and Philly here, right, is that crime is dropping. Because it says in 1910, New York had 45,761. And by 1923, there's only 45,328. Because that's how we do. Constant elevation. You know what I'm saying? Ohio, on the other hand, in 1910, had 18,870. 18,870 prisoners committed. And by 1923, you're all the way up to 26,291. Now, Pennsylvania, we really have to look back at the year 1910 and see what happened here. But in 1910, there were 53,582 prisoners committed. And somehow they cut that number in half to 27,208 by 1923. If you're from Boston, don't be laughing. Don't be laughing right now because in 1910, y'all had 31,353. And in 1923, you had 11,915. So I'm not sure what happened there. But I'm just saying that's 109,000 in the prison population on January 1st, 1923. these numbers are you know, these numbers is not even one state now, not even one city. You know, whoa. So I guess we got to give a little trigger warning right here. Lynchings in the United States since 1885. Compiled by Monroe N. Work, head of the Research and Record Department of the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute and editor of the Negro Yearbook. Gotta look this guy up. Oh, gotta look this guy up. Never heard of this guy. Monroe and Work. Born in 1866, Iredell County, North Carolina. African American sociologist who founded the Department of Records and Research at Tuskegee Yearbook. Okay. Got some more reading to do on him, but we'll check that out. So in 1926, it says here, well, this is actually, I don't know how interesting it would be to everyone else, but apparently in 1885, there were more colored people lynched than black people. In 1924 and 25, oh no, my fault. In 1924 and 25, 0 white people were lynched. But you know, it's kind of like it's like I said, I don't know how many people, but it's 106 colored people lynched, 78 original people, and then the numbers is kind of, until 1893. Well, not 1890. In 1890, things start to explode to one direction, and we know which direction that is. But one thing that's interesting, this is not a number that would ever be kept in today's world. This would not be. I guess it's no secret here where these things are occurring. Where these things are occurring. Well, actually, I wouldn't have known that. Well, actually, what am I talking about? Because Stone Mountain is where the Klan is. That Stone Mountain? There's some place where the Klan was revitalized and judged. But from 1889, like I said, around the time when the number starts going crazy to one direction, in 1924, 433 lynchings of original people to 24 of colored people in the state of Georgia. Mississippi, 409. Texas, 283. You know, look, this was interesting. Not that like shit. I don't want to say interesting, like, you know, I like this stuff, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that look, Washington in that era has 0 lynchings of original people. But that would be because they didn't allow original people to move up there during that time. But you know, the usual suspects here, the usual suspects, Alabama 266, Arkansas 205, Florida 218, Kentucky 123, Louisiana 287, Tennessee 162. Once again, I hate, see in New York during that whole era, we got look one colored person, one original person. So let's see. We're gonna like this is the last one. I can't help it. This stuff is super interesting to me. Maybe I should have did this on my own. But let's see if we can find the geographical measurements, right? Okay. We're gonna try. Try 147. Not there. 156. Let's try 262. Okay. Now one more thing. This is it. This is the last one for us. Oh, look at that. Let's try 453. Yeah, we have it. Whew. So yeah, that was interesting, man. But we back over here now. Let's see who we got in here. Robbie, Fine Understanding, the bar, Kasim, Small Goods. I got Sincere, King Math. John Bishop. He said, your daughter is doing a project on you and the 5% for college. So I wonder, how's that? How's that work? Got Encyclopedia Brown. So we just was running through. I was just running through this. You know the what do you call that there? Yeah, I was just running through some of the census facts. You know, we wasn't able to find all of the stuff, but you know, it's we take time with that. We take time with that. Mr. Green One, the world is yours. Welcome to the channel. CERN Love, missed us by that much. Or from one, oh, what I was looking at, hold on, let me put the link in here. That is the Internet Archive. You know, apparently, you know, there's physical versions that you know you can buy. You know, I saw it on eBay. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this is good enough for me. But you know, if you all the way into it like that, but that's the link to it right there. The name of the book is make sure I got that right here. Okay. That's the name of the book. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look it up wherever else. But the particular link that we're looking at is the link that I put in. It's the green one. Yeah, the bar is a lot of stuff, and that's what I said. If you into that kind of stuff, you understand what I mean? I'm into that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? you know, so I'm gonna take the time with that. I'm gonna do the Sunnah and read that through. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the Sunnah method, 10 pages a day or whatever I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Until you get it done. Yeah, and you saw that one in there too. I skipped over that, but yeah, I saw that where they was talking about prohibition. Like it's things in there that you wouldn't expect to see in a modern almanac, but that's what it's for. You know what I mean? It's like some recorded history. You know what I'm saying? Where you're going back to a time where I'm saying, like, look, 1928, we talking about when the law was born physically. My grandparents is being born around that time. So, it's a whole perspective of a whole lot of things right there that, because I draw things up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just read it and then these is like kind of, trivia. But when you put it in the context of like the bar is saying of chronology, you understand what I'm saying? And of events, you know what I mean? Because these things, they measure things. You know what I'm saying? Something happens and then that's an error that's defined by that thing that happened or that person who was there, you know what I'm saying, causing things to happen. You said an interesting number. I've been striving to figure out how to get the ratio of original man to original woman based on population numbers. I don't. In America, you say? $50,000 per migrant. Now it's more than that. Yeah, Dubai, you notice that about the countries who was allowed to migrate, right? When you said the smaller European nations, right? What's a little more indicative is those are Eastern European nations. And as Eastern European nations, right, they got a little bit more mixed populations. Even if it's with Arabs or North Africans or whatever, those are more mixed populations. The Albanias and, even Italy, Southern Italy and Greece and these types of places, much more mixed populations than England, Germany, France, Ireland, etc. VC Realm in the building, halftime, divine reality. S. Reeves. You said y'all trying to get out of Illinois. No, you can't get out now. See, that's what you black people do. You go somewhere and you fuck up, and then all of a sudden now you want to go someplace else. Nah, man, shout out to Illinois, man, Chicago, man, everybody out there, man. We have fun over here sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, listen, we laughing, but there's some reality there. There's some reality there. You know what I'm saying? That The Wild Bunch has been out in some places for a really long time. Demetrius Amparo, welcome to the channel. Jammer Graham. That's it. Like you're a rapper. Like that's the name, Jammer Graham. There's something else to that name. Tell us what it is. Programmed by society. Welcome to the channel. Shaganulu. Hey, Shaganulu, you missed it. We was just discussing the, what we found, right? Shout out to Encyclopedia Brown, right? He sent me this jewel right here, the almanac from the World Almanac and Book of Facts from 1928, right? Where we was able to find, because over time, over time things has changed. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about what is accepted as a scientific reality, right? Based on the facts that's known at any given time. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, one of the things that was in that almanac, right, was the ratio of males to females. If you look right above where you came, the link is right there. The link that you see in the what's the name, and where I put the World Almanac and Book of Facts 1928 edition, that's where you can find it. But there was a couple of places where it was clear that an enterprising young lady could make a nice penny, because of the ratio of males to females there. You know what I'm saying? See, New York, we deal with the Bible. So in New York, we have more females to males. But that was a little interesting tidbit nugget right there. As Reedy said, I'm in the burbs of Chicago. Even downtown is burnt up. What are you talking about? Which burbs you in? Are you with the lady? You with the lady? The lady that dressed like Nino Brown? Was she the mayor? And what's the place? The place is called Dalton. I can't remember the lady's name. The bridge collapsed. Yeah, so listen, man, that was, tragic, for anybody who was there. Of course, you never expect nothing like that to happen. It seemed like a complicated situation. You know what I'm saying? S. Reeves, you living way out. You living way out like Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube said, I got you. Yeah, that's her name, Henry. She's apparently, things is ramping up on a lot of people that I don't know what's going on. But it's being a lot of charges. It's being given out right now. I don't know. People getting raided, all types of stuff, man. Where I'm like, yo, it's some people that based on who they are and what they do, you're not surprised, if something like that occurs. You know what I mean? But there's other people where it's like, yo, I don't get it. But it took us a while, you know what I mean? But see, look, it's good because we threw off the people. We threw off the bullshit people. See what I'm saying? That's how you can throw off some motherfuckers, start dealing with the facts. We threw off some bullshit people. Now we're gonna get into some shit that, you know, I started drawing shit up myself, man. You know, for me, this is just something I drew up, right? You got love hella right, and you got zigzag zig, right? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on both things. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hell, that's a lack of understanding. You know what I'm saying? The zag, see, that's when you do something your own self. See, somebody put you through hell to stop you from doing what you're trying to do. But you get caught up in the zag, just not being focused. I'm just saying in terms of how it applies to life. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you try to do the right thing and get caught up. It's not hell. You see, you might told me, yo, look, God, I'm gonna meet you here at this particular time, right? But then your daughter might have called you and said, yo, look, however I was supposed to get from point A to point B, yet I fell through. I'm stranded over here. So now that thing that me and you was gonna do at that particular time, we wasn't able to do that. You got caught up in something, but it's not hell. You can't explain. You're not gonna say it's hell. You're going to, you know, something came up with your child. But it just goes to show you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this is something I'm drawing up. Right? It just goes to show you that that's the last thing, bro. Stay on point. They see you learned all of this, you know, from a lot of zigzag zig, right? Okay, you know, but yo, you got to stay on point. Don't think you can't get caught up. Don't think that just because somebody was writing exact from 1964 to 1969, that makes you write exact right now. That's necessarily going to make you successful. We're not making the devil, but you can see that had the pressure had to stay on. Especially if Yakub, you know, only existed 150 years, right? Not even 150 years, because he's 33 when he got there. So he only existed 127 years into the process. It's a level of understanding. It's not saying that you fucking up. But anybody can get caught up in the zag. If you're not remaining focused, if you take your eyes off the prize. See, then you would go from a wise man's equality to your wisdom being limited to 6. tell you though, man. I thought that was a lot of damage for that, you know. And I wasn't there. I don't know how fast it was traveling. I don't know how heavy it is. I don't know when the bridge was built. Because theoretically, one would think that, okay, if you know that these bridges go under there, right? The bridge would be built to withstand, like it's like, and it just crumbled or something. From an engineering standpoint, I'm just saying, you sure about that? I don't look, I'm not. But it was just one of them things. When I saw it, the first one I looked at it, I was like, all right, the captain is drinking, man. You got to give the captain a breakfast. That was the first thing I thought. But then when I saw it, it was like, yo, this is, and maybe my mind is warped because, I'm from New York. So, we done had a couple of things happen where we ain't sure what happened right there. You said thousands of fully loaded containers and it was a suspension bridge. It's very possible. I mean, you sure? Because I had to look at it again. I didn't study it that carefully, right? I didn't see it. It looked like it had trusses on it to me. And when suspension bridges break, the roadway wobbles. Whereas I saw a little bit more snapping and tipping. Look, I'm sure experts are going to look at it. If the experts look at it and say, okay, this is what happened. See, because let me say something, right? Quiet as kept. I went to school for engineering. So when you evaluating the strengths of material, right? There's three, basic kinds of strength. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not going to say I'm an expert on it, but you got tensile strength, right? Which is the property of a material, right, that makes it resistant to being pulled apart. So like you said, suspension bridges, right? Those cables is rated by their tensile strength. You know what I'm saying? If you connect one to the pole up here and one to the roadway and you drive cars across, right? How much pressure can it be pulled apart before it snaps, right? You got compression strength, right? Which is like if you put, like if you build wooden legs or something to a chair, right? And then you put this platform on top of the four legs and the person sits down on the chair, right? How much force can those legs take being squashed like that before the material gives way, whether it squashes down or it snaps or whatever? That's compression strength, right? And then you have what's called shear strength, right? And a lot of times you see the shear strength in like bolts and screws, right? Because you got two things that can go like this, and you got a screw that's holding them together. So if one thing is giving pressure down and one is giving pressure up, right? How much can the screw resist that pressure before it's sheared in half? Right? So I'm just saying that when I looked at it, I'm not an expert. I'm a lay person, right? But I got a little bit of knowledge about this. So when I looked at it, that's what I was looking at. That, okay, look, there's supposed to be some redundancy built in here where, okay, if this fails, we still got this other safety measure. I just, and then look, did you notice? And it could have been paint. I'm looking at it on TV. Like I said, let's not start the conspiracy. I'm just asking, did you notice that the bridge was rusted? Or was that the suspension cables and I just misidentified it? But did you notice that there was a lot of rust on the bridge? So there was just things that I saw where it was like, yeah, I don't know, I can't call it. See, now look, Mr. Green once said, unless it's due to another example of crumbling infrastructure. Look, I'm not saying that the bridge didn't get hit, right? But how strong was the infrastructure? How strong, you understand what I'm saying? Climactic, irreversible chemical changes. Well, I had to take chemistry to deal with what's the name, but the chemicals are not, the climate change and all that. That's not my particular field. You said how fast was the ship moving? Now look, that's another. This is what I heard, right? I haven't, but apparently the ship was coming towards the bridge and it lost power. George Washington Bridge is suspension? I don't know about George Washington. The Verrazano Narrows is suspension. But apparently the ship, they said that the ship lost power as it was approaching the bridge, right? Somehow they fixed it, and then it lost power again right before it got to the bridge. Right, so Edward Green heard what I had. Yeah, that it lost power. So he said it lost it 2 to 3 times, right? I heard about the 2 times. But that's just something that's just an observation. That's just, I'm just observing. I don't know what's going on with that. But dealing with this science of getting caught up in his ad, right? That's a lot of that is the world. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like just the world itself. Like look, I'm gonna say, look, all of us, see, we don't do that, right? All of us, you see some other people that might not be on this live stream right now, right? See, it's not that they don't want to study their lessons. they get caught up in this act. If you get caught up, yo, you know, yo, I gotta go handle this, yo, I'm busy, yo, I had to do this, I had to do that, and then you never got back to the zig. You never got back to the focus of the direction you were supposed to be heading in. So Harmony Equality said, that's the bridge I take to work. Very old and rusty. Not anymore, Harmony. that, that was another lifetime ago. You said that bridge and the Chesapeake Bay Bridge is very dangerous. So one thing she is confirming, right, is that the bridge is, because when I looked at it, the bridge looked rusty. So, like I said, when I saw how catastrophically it fell apart, right, it did make me wonder, what was the condition of the bridge? You know, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, is that bridge that's like 50 miles long? There's a bridge somewhere in Virginia that you travel over this bridge for about 25, 30 minutes at top highway speed. I don't like going down that way. They don't like people from New York down there. And the police. I was down there one time. I got pulled over for going 51 in the 50. 51 miles an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone. You know what I'm saying? And the fucking police, this motherfucker look. Cause see, automatically when you get pulled over outside New York, the one thing you just wish at that time is that you had a license that didn't fucking say New York on it. That's the fucking worst thing in the world, man, to be approached by police and you know you got that New York ID in your wallet. Look, it's probably the same thing. You from Los Angeles. Chicago, I don't know. I'm not from there. But listen, when you someplace, they just feel like they gotta let you. So, look. First, he wants to do all the shit. He wants to search, right? So, you find that in this shit. So then he just tells you, just like, so, check this out. We're gonna have a problem with people from New York running drugs and guns up and down this road right here. You got that? Hey, bro. So I'm fairly sure that's the last time I've been around you. See, I lived in Virginia Beach for a short time. Me and my pops got pulled over every time we came back up here, either coming or going. Yeah, so, down here, they don't. Yeah, that was that. That was a little bit. Beats by Shabazz, hella racist in Virginia Beach. Well, there was a big event out there back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Where like some black people had got beat down. It was like I wasn't there, but it was something that like it shot through every community where like black people had went to Virginia Beach to enjoy the spring break or whatever. It was some event like that, and like the police came out there and started beating people down. This was like somewhere around 1990, I think. I can't really recall, but because at the time, I'm a little bit more in the militant mentality where it's kind of like, yo, what you thought was gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? You went around, know what you thought. So, I didn't pay it a huge amount of attention, but yeah. Now, I don't know if y'all talking about the bridge I'm talking about. There is a bridge that you drive over for about 20 or 30 minutes. It's not on I-95. You said people from up here was down there wild. I mean, look, they the way they presented it. As a matter of fact, there's a video of Public Enemy. One of their songs is about that event. I mean, Quality, what are you doing in the casino gambling? Well, actually, I'm trying to talk about something else, but they're talking about they wanted to talk about the bridge in Baltimore there. They had that part of the what's the name where I guess they had enough. We had about an hour and a half of just discussing the facts in the World Almanac and Book of Facts there. There was some very intriguing things in there, for me, just in terms of the context of the chronology, you know what I'm saying? Some things that's very different and some things that's very much the same. Like the crime statistics in New York, Chicago, and LA. There's some things that just hasn't changed, man, in 100 years. But when is the next time that guy's coming on? Because I wanna, discuss some of them things too. Because when they talk about Fard, like for instance, well, he didn't bring that up, but as I was talking to other people about the topic, and we was talking about the various things that you hear about Fard, but one thing he didn't bring up was the assertion by Muhammad Ali's, I guess that's his second wife, that she knew Fard, and she has a picture with him cutting the birthday cake at his house. There's a lot of these stories. It's like, yeah, there's like one or two things in there that it's like, all right, but that leaves me with some big questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, in the picture with what's that? I think it's Kalela Muhammad, I think. At that time, he would have been like 95 or 97 or something like that. And the guy in the picture, look, some people don't look their age. He might be in his 70s maybe, but not 100. So it's not the same dude on today. It's this guy Patrick Bowen is on. Because I do think it's interesting, right? For somebody like him, well, it would be interesting to me, right, to pay attention to the research that somebody like him does, right? Because, the vast majority of the research that we got right now is from the FBI. Lake Pontchartrain Causeway connecting New Orleans and Mandeville, Louisiana, is the longest bridge in North America. Hey, look, I've been on that bridge before. I'm not trying to do it again. He said, my grandfather claimed Fard and NOI cats used to stop by his rest. His name was also Elijah. I recall seeing some of those brothers as a shorty. Wait a minute, how old are you at S. Reeves? Yeah. So who's Patrick Bowen? That guy's name is Morrow. So wait, you 51 and you recall Fard stopping by the house? So, I'm thinking you couldn't be talking before 1974, 75. Because before 1974, 75, you was less than 2 years old. So again, Fard in 1975 is 98 years old. Okay, you remember seeing FOI. That's a little bit different. You know, when you see, you remember. See, at first, I thought you say you remember Fard. Did he say anything about what year that was? Like, what years were those when Fard would stop by? And is your grandfather still around? Like, you know, have you ever asked him anything else? You know what I mean? Like, you know, did Fard have jokes? You know what I'm saying? Was he good with the ladies? What else did he tell you about Fard? Nah, I did see the other ones, but I didn't look at it. The other ones, the other titles that say Islam and Black America. But I didn't watch them because I didn't think, you know, like if they're gonna be talking about the Sunnis in Philly or something, I ain't trying. Okay, now, Mr. Green, when you see the statement right here that you're saying the guy who was the inspector for the bridge in New York said that the Mario Cuomo Bridge, that's what was the Tappan Zee Bridge was renamed, is saying it's designed to sustain impact. I mean, that's what one would think. So, however you see it from your understanding, Darkim, whose knowledge you coincide with more Fard or Noble Drew Ali. Yeah, see, Allah. They see all of those things. Look, some people got to the rally on a train. Some people came to the rally in a car. Some people, they live in a neighborhood, they walk to the rally. So, you know, what counts for me is, did you get to the rally? Because see, all these people, right, no matter who they are, right? No matter who a person is, right? And no matter what it is that they teach, right? You got to be able to show and prove it in your space, in your time. Or it's still bullshit. How many times you gave somebody the jewel, right? You gave somebody the jewel and you was like, yo, this all you got to do. And then they went and fucked it up. And by the same token, how many times you seen a motherfucker get lemons and make lemonade out of it? So see, for me, right, the thing is, right, like I've said multiple times, right, If somebody tries to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge, that's a scam. But the Brooklyn Bridge is real. And I know it because I've walked across it, I've driven across it, I've ridden bikes across it. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I've seen it, I've touched it, I've smelled it, and I've tasted it. So I know it's real. So see, by the same token, right? You tell me whatever about No Drew Ali, Farr, whoever, right? But I use the mathematics every day. So I know that part is real. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and just like, you know, y'all could be a group of negative motherfuckers and y'all got one positive nigga down with y'all, that's not gonna make y'all righteous. So if you tell me that, yeah, some scammer got a hold of the truth and did a scam with it, that ain't gonna affect me. You know, and I mean, just in general, y'all know y'all don't really hear me talking about Far like that. I talk about Elijah. See, I know exactly who the fuck Elijah is. You see, we ain't got to do no guessing about that. He's one of us. That's who he is. You said far still falls under a mystery God according to Allah, correct? Well, under 1964 definitions, I can see what you're saying. But under the definition that they were saying in 1934 when they wrote the lessons of who is that mystery God, no. See, under anybody who came, if you never walked with Fard, right, then he never came back. All this shit that happened, motherfucker then got shot, going to get Skittles, motherfuckers that been choked out, all types of shit. And you ain't never came back and helped them. So based on that, you mystery guy. You see what I mean? But see, he really came and said whatever he said to Elijah. Now, however you saying if Elijah changed it, that's a different conversation, right? But he came in reality, right, with solutions for those people that was in Black Bottom in 1930. You see what I'm saying? And that's not a mystery. There's history to it, right? There's aspects of it that we don't know. But see, you can't have that the voodoo house shit. Like, nigga, he was interviewed by Detroit PD, whatever they call it. Right? I don't know, Hamtramck, Wayne County, whatever it is, that's real. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, if you're gonna say, okay, you know, even if you're not just talking about us, if you're talking about the whole world, right? Look, he's supposed to be from Arabia, right? Well, let me not say supposed to be. He's from Arabia, right? Okay. What about your people, your brothers and sisters over there going through all types of trial and tribulations? You're supposed to come with the ship. So based on that, I see what you're saying. But, you know, they doing them and we doing us. You know, I'm telling you, man, I wish they had done this a long time ago. And then also that was another topic we didn't touch that one yet. Hold up, what is it? What is the? Let me see if I can find the title, and we can put this up on the screen, like we did the last book here. I had to bear with me. Okay, let's see if we can find this. But yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to. I found it. I'm trying to expand my screen. Trying to see if I can get the screen to juice up here. Let's see. All right, can everybody see that? I don't know if you need to. I can't right now. I don't know how to see if this was my Mac, I know how to do it. Well, actually, this is a Mac. I still don't. That's what I know how to do with the laptop. I don't know how to do it with the mouse. But if anybody can see right here in this area, right? If you can see my mouse, right? The Supreme Wisdom Lessons, a Scripture of American Islam by Michael Muhammad Knight. By Michael Muhammad Knight. Oh wait, is that on the screen? Now look, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see it in the screen, right? But look, he's selling the book for $100. And matter of fact, yeah, I guess everything's the same. So the hardback price, $100. Ebook price, $100 for individual or institution. Publication, it says 15/6/2024. I'm gonna assume that what that's actually saying here is June 15th, 2024. So I mean, this is so he says here, from its beginnings in 1930s Detroit, the Nation of Islam has relied on a guarded series of texts known as the Supreme Wisdom Lessons to initiate and educate members. These texts appear primarily as exchanges between nation founder Fard Muhammad and his student Elijah Muhammad. Memorization, recitation, and interpretation of the lessons have been of central importance to the nation throughout its history. Even after Elijah Muhammad's passing in 1975, the orthodox reforms of Elijah's son Wallace, later Warith Deen Muhammad, were grounded in part on Wallace's authority to derive new meanings from the lessons. The lessons are also foundational for the Five Percenters, a community that emerged in 1960s Harlem through former nation members Wait, this is some bullshit. Who the fuck is members with an S? See, this is what happened when niggas start telling they bullshit story. What nation members? Y'all heard about these other people? See, let me tell you something. People gonna have to stop disrespecting justice. See, every motherfucker wants to be, nigga, you ain't justice. Cut it out. But yeah, at this point, look, he's made a career. Oh man, what is this, man? This some kind of religious doctrine? I came to North America by myself, 30 years in the wilderness, 1904 to 1934. The lessons as tradition, the Five Percenters and Ansaru Allah community. I mean, look, I could be off base. But when you write something, you writing this stuff here, right? And you put the Five Percenters, right? I'm under the impression that I'm one of the people you're talking about. I don't know of no association we have with Ansaru Allah ever had with them. Did they know the lessons exist? Yeah. Have I ever heard them quoting them? No. Did they know some of them? Were there Ansars who, part of their history includes the 5%? And had they been exposed to the lessons and knew them? Yeah, a couple of them. But this is what happens. This is what happens. When you let the angel baby write all this up. Okay, so this chapter takes us deeper into Fard's life for the 30 years that we can document his presence in North America and explores various political and metaphysical discourses that could have been salient to Fard's development, such as the anti-colonial revolutionary Gadar movement in the Pacific Northwest. This chapter gives special attention to Fard's time in Los Angeles and his imprisonment at San Quentin. Looking at San Quentin in the 1920s, we find a strong theosophical presence both in the prison library and the state's official approval of theosophy as a religion, meaning that the prison regularly held specific services for its theosophist inmates. I demonstrate that San Quentin's letterbox coursework resonates with the style and structure of Fard's problem book, and then follow Fard after his 1929 release from San Quentin to track the emergence of his Nation of Islam in 1930s Detroit and Chicago. Finally, this chapter concludes with consideration of the various possibilities for Fard's whereabouts after his disappearance. Well, so that's the 30 years in the wilderness. That's that chapter. Let's see with this like, bro, see, it's just some things. I'm gonna leave, but look. Chapter 6 broadens this treatment with a look beyond Ward Muhammad's post-nation community and Farrakhan's nation revival to the 5%ers, also known as the Nation of Gods and Earths, NGE. As I've mentioned, 5%ers generally reject self-identification as Muslims and consider their tradition to be completely distinct from the Nation of Islam, with some exceptions, but share with the nation an investment in the lessons. In this chapter, I look specifically to the significance of the lessons in the 5%ers' origins and ongoing development as an interpretive tradition. I also examine the Ansaru community, Ansarullah community, also known as the Nubian Islamic Hebrews, among other names presently known as Nubians, who perform what I have called a polemic embrace of the lessons, appropriating the lessons to undermine the claims of other communities and leaders such as Warith D. Muhammad, Louis Farrakhan, and Allah, the former Clarence 13X, and bolster their own narratives. Okay, that's what I remember. Yeah, like, I'm glad he clarified that up. That was the way I heard them using the lessons. That's what I'm saying. So then when you say that, right, don't put and. It's not us and them. See, this right here said the lessons as tradition, the 5%ers and Ansaru Allah community. It's never and. That's not the conjunction you put there. You see, this is what you did. Not you as in the individuals on here. But this is what happens when you escort the angel baby past all the trials and tribs. See, you escort the angel baby, look straight past the nurse. You tell the nurse, look out for a second. Straight past the cremators and the wild beasts. See, when the angel baby, see, when you stop them from being examined. while the holy babies had to walk the gauntlet. And I said it that way on purpose. Because see, we're not making it up. They the angel babies, not me. See, when I go around them, that's when I have to watch myself. That's why I don't go on the doctor. That's for light-skinned people. You see, you escort them in without examination. Like, look, I did things in the media too. And guess what? I still had to know my lessons. I still, look, you doing all that? Yeah, that's good. But you're still responsible for the shit over here. See, this is what happens when you got all these stories. And now you think you got the knowledge because you know these stories, and half of them is street stories that ain't got nothing to do with the knowledge. See, that's all I seen from him is a whole bunch of stories that people said that should have never been mentioned. And then his interpretation of us. See, I don't play that. See, that brother was here yesterday. He wasn't getting no knowledge from me. Not yesterday. Now look, remember, at the end of yesterday, I told him, come back tomorrow. You ain't see him. See, that's the difference between me and everybody else. Let me tell you something. See, I taught a lot of people, but look, this is different between me and everybody else. See, I ran 95% of motherfuckers away and still did more teaching than a lot of people. See, you gotta look at the history. Right? Some shit is a little bit realer to some people than other shit. See, people could talk about Allah and all that, right? People could talk about Allah and what happened with him, right? But to a lot of people, that's it's not as real to you because you didn't walk with him. But for those of us that look, I didn't necessarily walk with him, but other people that gave their all, their life and their freedom, just so we could be on the internet right now telling jokes. What's SAS?
What you think about this stuff, G? What it is? I see you going off, man.
Government TV. You say you got it from Allah Wise. What's your name? Daquan Infinite. I remember Daquan. I don't remember his name being Infinite.
Yo, G, what's science, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. just you know, I mean, to me, all of this stuff this is what happens when you're lax in your representation of what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily lax and from a standpoint of saying that you should be making movies, but just lax in terms of you're not out there making it known, what you say you about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some things you about is private, but what you're saying is, look, this is who I am to the universe, right? I'm God of the universe. You know what I mean? Like if somebody came up to you right now and said, yo, I'm going to get some chicken from McDonald's, right? You'd be like, first of all, what they say, you know what I'm saying? You talking about chicken nuggets? And now I'm going to get, chicken legs, chicken breasts and shit. Right? Now, two things, you're gonna be like, first of all, what McDonald's got that? Because you don't know McDonald's to have that. And second of all, you're gonna say, nah, I don't think I want it because that's not their expertise. You've been making burgers and fries for 80 years, and all of a sudden you're gonna make chicken. Not saying it's impossible, but they're just very well known. A person is never going to find, not in the next 50 years, a person is not going to find a McDonald's logo and not know what it is. And you're going to be able to tell them that that stands for manufacturing. Nah, it's not really an M. It's a W. It's an E. Turn on the side. Nah, bro, we can tell the golden arcs anywhere. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, look, if certain motherfuckers come out and try to tell you about anything in the world, people will say, how you know you're not a part of what's going on over there? Or, we're well versed and well known. Like, see, a person can't go outside right now and say they me. You got to do that someplace where I ain't never been. You see, as soon as you start talking, they're going to say, nah. As soon as you start moving around, as soon as you start interacting with people, they'll be like, nah, that's not how Christ is, man. I know because I know him. You know what I'm saying? I seen him in action. That's not the kind of shit he be doing. As individuals, we have it like that. But we got to be like that as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Like as individuals, you know what I'm saying? I might go around VC Round Way and shit, and everybody's like, yo, that's the guy, yo. Or the little kids come to play in front of his house and shit because, he don't be riffing and shit. The ice cream truck come, he might get them some ice cream and shit. Where they're like, yo, let's play over there. Just in case the ice cream truck comes. Let's play it off. Let's don't ask him for no ice cream. Let's just play over there in case the ice cream truck comes. You see, individually, right? So now, if a motherfucker came in his community doing some bullshit, niggas would be like, nah, son, you ain't 5%. Because my man VC Round is a 5%, man. And y'all ain't nothing alike. See, if somebody tell you they giving you some McDonald's fries, as soon as you taste that shit, you're going to know if they McDonald's fries or not because how active McDonald's is with getting their fries out there. See, because you got to respect this, man. See, we in public. So people going to say what they say. So you can't want to be in public when you want to get your point across, but then when people interpret that however they interpret it, look, all you can do is righteousness. And then when the people you go to tell, listen, this is one of the first rallies I came to. I told this story on here before. Some of y'all knew, y'all probably never heard it, right? One of the first rallies I came to, right? I'm sitting in the audience, and Dumont is up there talking in front of the rally. Dumont YD. And so he says at a certain point, right? He said, yeah, I know his agents and spies out there in the audience right now. You know, and he's pointing at the audience. So, you know, I'm a little kid and shit still. You know, I don't be around police. Well, people hear police. You got me. I'm bugging out right now because the whole concept is wait, amongst the guys, there's police. I couldn't. And then he says, it don't matter. I know you ain't hearing shit. And when you go back, all you're going to be able to tell them is that I told you the truth. Or that you learned the truth. Or we told you, I'm not quoting it, but I'm just saying, he said that, listen, man, when you go back to report whatever you report, all you're going to be able to say is that we told you the truth. So that's all you got to do. And then motherfuckers, look, some motherfuckers just don't like you. So they ain't never going to say nothing good. You see what I'm saying? You can't go out there and try to control everybody's mouth and say, oh, this motherfucker shouldn't be writing about us. This motherfucker shouldn't be talking about us. This motherfucker shouldn't be this. This motherfucker shouldn't be that. No. Because we out in public. In the same way this word spread, whether it's through music, word of mouth, whatever, that all was public. So you can't have it both ways. Now all of a sudden you want to be in private, right? When it's time for people to talk. That's the real key, G. It ain't nothing. It's gonna be person after person after person after person, man. The first of these motherfuckers showed up in the 60s. People talking they shit, trying to spin our shit into whatever the fuck they want to do. That started in the 60s. Before all of us was even here, so we ain't gonna stop it now. We got to do what they did. We just continue to teach. So see, you have people, but we don't really know them like that because the guys out-taught them. You go teach your bullshit, right? We gonna teach you, we teach it, and we see what happens. That was a story that I heard that it was a cat came to the rally one time. And as he's building, people can detect that it's like, yo, this nigga's speaking against the law, man. Like, this motherfucker's trying to say that Allah is not God, you know, whatever. So the brothers was gonna move on him. The law was like, nah. Let him say what he gonna say. And when he done, everybody that wanna go with him, get the fuck on. See, these people, look, we got to work hand in hand with them. Get these motherfuckers out of here that don't bear with. Get these motherfuckers out of here. Talk your shit and get these motherfuckers out of here. Get all these weak link motherfuckers out of here. Tell them the shit that resonate with them. Pied Piper they ass the fuck out of here. That's what this stuff is good for. See, I know how to use everything on planet Earth. Even the desert, I know how to make this shit useful. Put the fucking devil on the other side of it. That's how you make it useful. But when you see these crazy motherfuckers, let them talk. You can't let them talk to your babies, you know what I'm saying, or you know, nobody that you know is impressionable like that. But a motherfucker want to just stand up there and talk, let him talk. Let him provide the magnetic for all these weak link motherfuckers to go with him. Because see, that's what it is. A lot of people, they want to go, they don't know what to do. That's how I was. Look, when I got disenchanted with Christianity, I wanted to go, but I didn't know what to do. So I'm in this limbo period where I'm walking around telling motherfuckers, you know, I believe in God, but I don't believe in religion. That was what, like, if somebody asked me, like, nah, I don't, you know, I believe in God. Like, it's like, okay, I know everything ain't come from nothing. But I also know that these people over here that's talking to church have no fucking more idea than I do what happened. See, there's a difference between knowing what's wrong and knowing what's right. See, when I was 10 or 11, I knew that Christianity was wrong, but I didn't know it was right. If you just said that I was God, I would say, yeah, nah, you know what you're talking about either. Some people, they need that little push, man. That's what you really want to do. You want to go be, you know, you want to go dogmatically seek, man. You want to go be a dogmatic seeker, man. You see? But it's a kind of pressure. You see? You don't want to tell Darkim that you want to go seek dogmatically. You don't want the whole live stream, right, to turn their back on you and shit. Now when you see brothers in the street, you be like, what's up, motherfuckers looking at you like, yeah, what up? You know, when you say peace, and it's like, yeah, what up? See, you don't want that. You like the camaraderie. We always got trees. You know, this is the shit you want to be around us for. But really, you want to go, man. Look, I told you, man. I'm Ice Cube. You Cuba Good. Just let me know when you need me to pull over the whip and you get the fuck out. Because as long as we listen, see, a motherfucker try to make you the weak link. Like when a motherfucker try to use you to do the infiltrating, they're saying you the weak link. See, a lot of this stuff, that's what people see. Look, the history is the history. See, the brother that taught me got returned to the essence, man. And the brother that taught him got returned to the essence. And the brother that taught him got returned to the essence. And in all three cases, there's some kind of idea it was an inside job. So you see, you can't be the weak link. See, the one thing I can say is, look, I'm not the way that happened. They didn't get to you through me. And that's not pointing a finger at nobody else, but just saying that I know that about me. And so when it was time to pick up the baton, right? I knew I wasn't the weak link. See, all the people, listen, I was raised by all of them. The hardest nuts in the box, man. And in that situation, look, when you around them brothers, it's easy to be the weak link because how strong it is. You see, everything happened, and that's what I'm saying. When the time comes where, you know, I can say I had to happen, where, you know, people that I looked up to as heroes, right? You know, that's a moment, a point of pride right there, that those people see me as a peer now. And I'm saying, when that's the mentality, right? When that's the mentality, when everybody got that mentality, then yeah, niggas don't write books about us.
So, G, where do these people get this information to write these books, dog?
They get it because motherfuckers be excited. See, motherfuckers be excited that somebody's listening to you for the first time, and then it's the motherfucker who's listening to you. There was a lot of things that I seen with it.
Bro, that book he got, Five Percenters and Hip Hop, that shit got damn near every god in the goddamn, that somebody in that book where he got this stuff from.
Yeah. God, people were standing online to talk to him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is? And they was coming. Listen, somebody asked a question. I can't say it was him, but somebody came to ask a question, and that's when I knew these niggas was full of shit, man. Right? Now the question is actually a decent question. It's a question. It's something to think about, right? Now look. They came to the rally, or somehow or another, it's a half original baby, right? The baby is a boy, right? So they asked somebody, is this baby God? Right? And so they say, yeah, right? So then they asked the question, okay, so if I'm white and I'm not God, right? The father. If the father's white and he's not God, the mother's black, but she's not God, how's the baby God? See, that's when I knew these motherfuckers was philosophical. Like you're here just doing some comparative philosophy studies where you are some anthropologist shit, right? Where you go and live amongst the tribe in order to write your bullshit. As if you can condense all of our existence into your 2 weeks that you over here living with the tribe. See, there was some shit that was just like, but you know, motherfuckers get excited. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna be this publication. People start thinking it's gonna be all this money coming off of it and all this stuff. You know, this is the stuff that be in the back of people's minds that make them support something like that. And it's you know, at the end of the day, you know, he got more support than Supreme Understanding. But look,
Yeah, man. I got to talk to
living
the cat Williams effect is in play. I talked to Mr. Guthrie on the phone.
Mr.
Cleared
Who?
Mr. Guthrie, Mr. Paul Guthrie.
Oh yeah,
Cleared some things up, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm still saying something. It appears that after this happened, you disappeared, brother. What do you want me to say? And then he broke it down to me, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Now that changes things. So I said,
all right. Well, hopefully, man, he comes out with some stuff because I thought he was interesting too. And very thorough in his research. It's just that there's no concrete what's the name. You know what I'm saying? Like science hadn't developed to the level where we got far as DNA or nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? So everything is always gonna be a kind of most likely scenario shit.
And that's what is going to remain. Most likely that.
Yeah,
and that's what makes the story interesting. But this is some shit that was going on in the community, despite the Nation of Islam. All of them black figures, all of them people. You got gods popping up or every fucking month. I'm the prophet, the prophet of magnetism. I'm the esoteric blah. I'm from the Middle East. That shit was just something that was going on, bro. So like, people could just change their identity whenever they want. You can't do that shit now. Back then you could. Imagine that.
Yeah. I mean, well, at least in the modern times, right? Like every century is kind of a new religious kind of ideas out there. You know what I'm saying? From Protestantism, the 1800s, you get all that evangelist shit and the what you call that? The people, the doomsday people and all that shit. Millerism and all them people. In the 20th century, we got Islam. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it seemed like people is looking for, what is that next thing that's going to take them to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And, they coming up with multiple different religions. All of them might not be classified as that because the deity is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bitcoin and shit, you got, religious motherfuckers with that. You see what I mean? That think this is the salvation, full promised land shit. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna save us from the government and the six-headed Leviathan beast and all this shit.
But I'm gonna come back around. I know you want to touch this topic. We got to go in on this, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to bounce too. But yeah, look, we can. But I want to go probably in I don't know if I do it this week or if not next week. I'm gonna we're gonna view the video with the dude Morrow talking to see if he adds anything on, because we got a lot of people on the channel that's new to the knowledge. So even a lot of the things that he manifested, everybody don't hasn't heard all that stuff yet.
Right. And you was going through that whole almanac, bro.
Yeah, we went through about 400 pages or something. Yeah, we saw the population. But look though, this was something I was able to conclude, right? There's enough things, right? There was a couple of things that I hadn't thought about. But Pluto wasn't a planet, I don't think, in 1928. I think Pluto became a planet either 1929 or 1931. So that's not in that almanac. And there was something else that we found too over the time we was looking at it, that he contradicts what's in the almanac. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fact where if he would have got it from the almanac, it would be different. You know, but you know, that doesn't mean that he didn't get anything out of it. You know, but that to say that it's a kind of you know, I guess he, you know, to a certain degree, that article is saying is plagiarized because he didn't give him credit. You know what I mean? But you know, I mean, look.
Elijah said that he measured the earth. Nobody knew this stuff before him. That's what he said. That was his words. I'm just saying. So that's that one. I gotta send you the 1875 one. That's the now.
1875. Yeah.
Yes.
I told everybody, look, I gotta read the whole shit. I'm gonna read the whole shit, and then so I can really you know, draw it, because shit like that is interesting to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like that wouldn't be the first almanac that I read. You know, ever since I found out about them, the farmers' almanacs, all of them, I've been reading them since I was a kid.
Oh, so you like those? Oh, so you like them almanacs? Yeah, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy with being there, bro.
Larry David said, all I said was Bitcoin was a change in paradigm. It ain't the savior, only self can say. No, but see, I'm not talking about you in particular. What I'm saying is that, you know, even with mystery gods, right? There's a line that you cross, right? When you say, okay, we know that there's certain things in our reality, but we can't explain it. So there's some things like, look, if it rained, hail, snow, and you hear thunder above your heads, right? It's not unreasonable for you to think that it's somebody up there causing that to happen. That's you know, you that's a part of the scientific process. You can be wrong in the scientific process, but that's okay. We coming up with different ideas of how that stuff could be dropping. Must be somebody up there. See, you cross a line once you start trying to predict shit. Once you start saying, oh, we could do shit to make this motherfucker happy, and then we could get into the pearly gate. See, now you're starting to cross the line. See, now you get to the point where you can control people. See, just by you saying that, yeah, we think it's somebody up there that must be causing this shit because we can't explain why this water keep falling. See, there's a line that you cross when you say, yo, you know the dude that be making that waterfall? I met him the other day on the corner and shit. Yeah. So I can holler at him. You see, you've crossed the line. When now you got, oh, yeah, this person, you done built this whole shit up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, but you know what? This person that lives in the sky that makes that water come, yeah, where he lives at is paradise. Or you've crossed the line. And there's people that cross that line with a lot of things, not just with a religious concept or Jehovah or this thing or that thing. You understand what I mean? They cross that line in the saying that something's going to be the promised land for you. You see what I'm saying? Negro Yearbook by Monroe Work are great add-ons too. Yeah, we just found that. I had to Google him. I never heard of him before. But yeah, I just saw his what's the name. He seems like a kind of I just read a paragraph. He seems like a W.E.B. Du Bois type cat. You know, now I'm not saying they have all the same you know, points of view and everything, but in terms of you know, how he was able to apply his education, you know what I'm saying, and even you know, revolutionize fields of study. So I'm gonna read up on him separately than this other stuff that we've been checking. But yeah, I never heard of this brother before. If I did, I didn't know it was him. But at any rate, man, we went in today, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too excited. You know what I mean? I got shit to do tomorrow. We've been a little bit all over the place the last couple classes. You know what I'm saying? We ain't hit it, directly on target like we do. We, bounced around the topics. But, sometimes it's like that. You know what I'm saying? All in all, my point is that, we seen a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? People engaging in endeavors or whatever, right? That, it's not a part of where our focus is at. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be aware of that, man. We all got to be aware of that, man. Look, let me tell you something. One of the biggest ways you get caught up in a zag is liking a nigga. I ain't talking about romantically. I'm talking about you like a motherfucker, man, and this nigga's negative. In whatever way, maybe, he don't know his lessons. Maybe he snatches old ladies' purses. But you like this nigga. So you hanging with him when the police come and he got the shit that he stole on him. So now they put it on both of y'all. Because you like this nigga. Right? And that light is superseding your intelligence that, look, you my man, but, I say peace to you in front of the building. When we leave from here, you go that way and I go that way. See, when the nigga asks you, yo, hold this for me, son. Yo, I'm just trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm gonna come get it, man. Don't worry, you're not gonna get caught, man. Just hold this for me. See, you do it because you like this nigga. And see, you gotta be aware, right, that you can easily start running a social club. See, once we scared to tell each other when we wrong, now you just running a fucking social club. Ain't nothing wrong with social clubs. But I'm just saying, let's don't pretend. Don't hold my feet to the fire. Don't hold my feet to the fire, and then everybody else is just willy-nilly. See, because when y'all come on the channel, I can't say, yeah, well, I ain't say I used to know my lessons. That's not what y'all come on the channel for. Do you have any idea how far that if I just was like, yeah, I don't deal with lessons no more? So how these other weak niggas get to say they get to say they the same thing as me? It don't work like that in the NFL, nigga. You ain't in the NFL. It don't work like that in the NBA. That's what you gotta be aware of. When y'all coming together every day and it's peace, God, no doubt. Yo, you get some equality, no doubt. You got that wisdom, man. Yeah, I got my wisdom, man. You see, now look, y'all done used all this terminology to fool yourself into thinking y'all 5%. To fool yourself into thinking y'all was building. But really, Y'all just coming together, making a social call. And once you start dealing with society, you got people of all walks of life, you know, all different mentalities, all different levels of maturity, et cetera, et cetera. See, in any nation, people got some shit in common. They're from the same lineage. They speak the same language. They eat the same foods. Whether it's France or Nigeria or the 5%. One day, people will see. But look, like I said, we did the thing. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, like I said, we didn't bore people too much with our, checking of trivia in the almanac. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, like we do every week, we're gonna try to make it back on. If we don't, like I said, it's been a blast. Do the each one teach one, hit the like button. I saw a couple new people out there. Mark Dub, it's been a minute. Mark Dub is actually an old schooler. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to make it back on like we do every week. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. You know, in the meantime, in between time, sign off and say peace. Be there or be on the square.